Evan, one thing you've talked about is, and one of the reasons why I thought it would be great to have you join us is the effect this is going to have on our long-term mental health. We all know we're
Mm.
feeling stressed and anxious and disconnected. Introverts are now being forced to be home with everyone and not getting quiet time. Extroverts can't go out and make the connection that they need. Um,
Yeah.
you've had some good thoughts on that. Maybe share some of those with us.
Yeah, well, I like what Colton was saying there. Like everyone's a social creature. Some of us are social just within our family units, some with bigger units, some with massive, have massive connections and have massive social input and output. But one of the things that doesn't seem to be a piece of the discussion is how the economy affects mental health. And it's not directly like the lockdown has created isolation, and isolation obviously can lead to depression. And, if you're in a place where you were already kind of riding the line financially, and maybe you were a one-income family, or you were on your own, and now you're locked down in isolation, lost your job, can't talk to your friends, can't go to work, and now we're even seeing them clamping down on athletic activities. Like there's a real push for people not to walk together, to run together, to cycle together. Whether or not you've eaten bran in the morning or not, as you were talking about earlier. But I think it's just it's so important to realize, we have to be careful, but what are the risks we're taking on the other side of the equation, like with mental health? And it just surprises me how little we've heard of that. Like mental health was the thing to talk about, and then until the new catchword came in, I'm going to be controversial here with this statement, and now the new thing to talk about that's cool is social distancing, and mental health is not being talked about. And I mean, unfortunately, and sad to say that I've lost a lot of people through depression in my life. A lot of friends I'm actually named after an uncle of mine that I lost through depression. And so when I talk about being very careful about tearing at social fabric and tearing at economic fabric, I'm coming at it from a very personal place, because I carry that with me from loss of family and people I love. And so I just think it's so important to balance out what we're doing, the measures we're taking, in a way that keeps a wide lens on the whole thing. Like not just looking at health is just if you don't contract COVID-19. Health is so much more than that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's emotional health. It's mental health. I mean, some would say it's spiritual health, and a lot of those things are really connected with our social contact. So we have to be careful. We have to be measured. I think measured is a good word. As we start to see, we hit the downslope of the effects of COVID, and we start to see the deaths per day go down, and maybe we start to see new statistics come in with about how the mortality rate of COVID, because there is new data coming in on that. Just a side note, a lot of the people that may have come in contact with COVID and may be asymptomatic may pass through having the virus, develop antibodies to it, and not even know it. So they're not really being factored into the equation about the mortality of COVID, right? So, like, for instance, they took a test sample of 4,000 people in Michigan recently, and they found that 50% of them had antibodies to COVID-19, and those people didn't even know they had it. So there's a lot of people, there's a lot of data that's it's just such a complicated piece to collect, like all this data, right, and factor it in properly. But I think our response now needs to evolve day by day, almost half day by half day, because things are changing so rapidly. And we have to be careful as we try to keep people safe from COVID, that we also try to preserve mental health, and we take measures to bring things back to normalcy as soon as possible to preserve mental health. We know there's a huge connection, and I'll just finish with this point, that with the economy, every 1% it drops, there's a correlation between suicide rates going up 1%. So if we see the economy drop 10%, that's a very sobering thought. I think we just have to keep that in the front of our minds as we deal with COVID and balance things by looking at it from a wide lens and thinking about mental health with every step we take to protect ourselves physically, but also mentally as well. So.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you on that. It's hard financial times take a toll on anybody's mental health. And you always see stories of people who take their lives because of hard times that hit, right? Whether it's family times, relationships, abusive relationships. So, if people don't take it seriously and really take the steps to kind of better their health, COVID-19 can take an effect on you whether you get it or not. Right? Whether you get it or not, and with it being social distancing and not having that interaction, it's hard. It's really hard, right? And it's, some people don't take to the computer to do, Zoom meetings and talk with their friends and stuff like that, right? I mean, go ahead.
That's a really important point. It's just that we're not just talking about it, but we're also being part of the solution and picking up the phone once or twice a day to call people outside of our family units. Like, we see our families every day if we're living with them, especially right now. We probably see them too much. We're like, I don't really want to see you anymore. But to just have the presence of mind and maybe to get into a bit of a routine when someone pops into your mind, to just give them a call. Just, once or twice a day, try to call someone outside of your unit and be that social support to them. And it may seem minuscule, but if everyone is doing that, and everyone is kind of trying to facilitate the facilitators of group chats, group video chats, like, they do a lot to protect their social community and from isolation. And so just being active in that role is huge. I think it's a huge way that all of us can help. And we all have Facebook on our phone, and we all can put funny wigs on, and it's just fantastic.
So
That's awesome.
We have a minute and a half left. So Evan and Colton, tell us how people can find you, find out more information.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm obviously on social media, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, but then we also have our website for goranchauto.com. Senco is just social media right now, as the website is being built, but they can reach out to us on that way, and even personally as well too.
Evan? Yeah,
and as you saw, my name changed from Brenda to evanchampagne.com. So that's where you can find me. You can find me at / I can't remember which, Evan Champagne Music on Facebook and Instagram. And I just want to say, if you have a group of friends that want to have a live show, shoot me a message and I'll try to put one on in time where you and your friends can engage. And also, if you're alone and you want someone to talk to, some random musician guy, shoot me a message through my page and say, can you give me this thing, the phone signal, and I will give you a call over Facebook Messenger and just chat with you. If you're one of those people that just has no one to talk to, I just want to be that, and I'll tell you funny jokes, and I might even sing you a song.
Awesome.
Great.
And on that note, we're out of time, but thanks, guys. That was a really great chat, and best of luck to everyone, and I would love to see you all soon. There goes our timer.
Thanks, Maddie. Thanks for putting it together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
Nice to see you all.
You too. Have a great day.